following contains graphic content that may be disturbing for some viewers. If this is not of your liking, you are advised to walk away now. You have been warned.
The Cutie Mark Killers. Scootaloo scratched her head. She and the other two crusaders were sitting in their tree fort, having a brainstorming session. Despite 2 kills to their name, they still didn't have their cutie marks. Scootaloo sighed and slumped down to the floor. She looked up at her poster of the Wonderbolts, particularly at her former idol, Rainbow Dash. She sighed again and occupied herself with staring at the floor. Apple Bloom was mixing a smolpa containing their anesthetic potion they had worked so hard for. It was a complicated recipe, but it seemed to be going well. Sweetie Belle was idly flipping through the pages of her spellbook, her horn wrapped in a slight glow.
Well, why didn't we get our cutie marks after Zecora?
Scootaloo asked no one in particular.
I think it was because we really didn't plan either kill.
Sweetie Belle said, looking up from her book.
With Miss Shirley, I just kinda snapped. When we did Zecora, we were defending ourselves.
Right, and that means we weren't using any special talents. That's why we weren't getting any cutie marks.
Said Apple Bloom excitedly.
We just gotta be more, creative.
Our next mark should be some pony important, too.
Scootaloo said.
It might help if we knew our talents were being used on a pony who really mattered.
You have any pony in mind?
Sweetie Belle asked.
Yeah,
An evil smile crept to Scootaloo's lips.
the elements of harmony.
What?
Apple Bloom shouted angrily.
I think we would get our cutie marks easiest from them.
Scootaloo said, unfazed.
Those are our sisters you're talking about, Scoots.
Shouted Apple Bloom.
You can't kill them.
Why not? They would do anything for us, especially if it means getting us a cutie mark. I know it seems bad, but there isn't really another choice here. Anyway, hasn't Applejack held you back long enough?
What do you mean?
Apple Bloom stammered.
Every time you try to do something, Applejack's there, breathing down your neck.
Scootaloo said.
Name one time you tried to do anything for yourself and your sister didn't try to stop you.
Apple Bloom glared at her, but was silent.
Listen, this is for your own good. You can be free from her constantly getting in your way. Without her, you probably would have got your cutie mark years ago.
I don't know.
Apple Bloom, you have to step out of your sister's shadow at some point. Might as well be now.
Apple Bloom looked between her friends, lost in thought. This was her sister they were talking about. Sure, they didn't always get along, but what? Her friends were right. Applejack was constantly getting in her way. She always claimed it was for Apple Bloom's own good. Now, Apple Bloom didn't know. She was older, and she could take care of herself. Yet Applejack was always there, trying to stop her. She always would be, too, if Apple Bloom didn't do something about it.
Alright.
Apple Bloom sighed and sat down.
But let's do her first. I'd like to get it over with.
Deal.
Said Scootaloo, beaming.
How about you, Sweetie Belle? You up to taking out Rarity?
Yes.
Sweetie Belle muttered.
Really?
Scootaloo said, looking excited.
I would have thought you would be against it.
No. Let's do her last. She has to know what is happening to the other elements. I want her scared.
There was a terrifying gleam in her eye.
Alrighty then.
Scootaloo said, edging away from Sweetie Belle.
So how are we gonna take care of Applejack?
Something quick and painless. Please.
Said Apple Bloom, looking uneasy.
If it's quick and painless, it might not be enough to get our marks.
Scootaloo said, rolling her eyes.
Actually, I've been coming up with a plan for our next kill.
Said Sweetie Belle.
We just need to get them to the cellar under the Apple family's barn.
Then what?
Asked Scootaloo, getting excited. Sweetie Belle told them her grisly plan,
Here's what we're gonna do.
much to the horror of Apple Bloom, and to the delight of Scootaloo. The kill would take a while to complete, and would require much preparation. The three planned into the afternoon, making sure that everything would go smoothly. Finally, they agreed, and headed home with quick goodbyes. The next day would be a bit busy. Apple Bloom walked through the apple orchard, following a steady banging ringing out from the distance. As she got closer, she found her two older siblings bucking their hind legs against the trees, causing apples to rain down around them. Big Macintosh was carrying a cart behind him, which Applejack had been throwing all of their apples into. The two looked up when they saw Apple Bloom.
Hey, little sis, what's up?
Asked Applejack. She sat down to take a break, and Big Macintosh went back to work.
Sis, can you help me with something?
There was a terrible knot forming in Apple Bloom's stomach. However, she fought through her doubts. She knew what had to be done.
What might that be?
Me and my crusader friends were going to prepare some cider for the Summer Sun celebration coming up. We wanted you to help us work the juicer.
Apple Bloom put on her best puffy eyes face. Applejack sighed.
Right now? Listen, why don't you wait until me and Mac are done? It should only be a few hours.
Apple Bloom moaned.
A few hours? Never mind. Me and my friends can do it ourselves.
She turned and started to walk away, but was rewarded with hearing Applejack curse under her breath.
Alright, Apple Bloom, you win. I'll help. You three couldn't work the juicer anyway. It's too dangerous. You good to wrap up here yourself, Mac?
She asked, looking over her shoulder.
Yup.
The red workhorse lazily replied.
Alright, Bloom, lead the way.
The two sisters trotted in silence down the dirt path that led to the barn. It was starting to get dark out. Luna's moon hung on the horizon, causing Apple Bloom to feel uneasy. It felt like the princess was watching her every move. She shook her head, clearing the silly thought from her mind. After a 10-minute walk, they were there. Apple Bloom opened the trapdoor to the cellar.
After you, sis.
Right, let's make this quick. I've been working all day. I need a rest.
Applejack stepped down the stairs into the darkness below. She reached the bottom of the stairs. It was pitch black. As her eyes adjusted to the dark, she heard a rustling to her left. Her head went towards the disturbance. Nothing there. Just more blackness. She heard the noise again, this time directly in front of her. She took a step back towards the stairs.
Apple Bloom, can you get a light?
Her voice cracked slightly.
I can't see anything down here.
There was no response.
Apple Bloom, where are ya?
She was cut short by a sharp pain in her front left foreleg. It felt like a bee sting, but the pain quickly grew more intense. It felt like cement was being poured into her veins. Trembling, she reached over with her other hoof to rub the affected area. To her shock, her hoof hit something metal lodged inside of her. Yanking it out, she saw it was a long, thin needle.
What the buck is going...
She stumbled backward, trying to find the stairs. Her mind was growing clouded. She couldn't concentrate on anything, not even the pain. The room started spinning, and she collapsed onto the floor. The last thing she saw were 3 small silhouettes approaching her.
Okay, is everything ready? Wake her up, Scoots.
Got it.
Apple Bloom, get the toolkit.
Right.
Scootaloo grabbed a bucket of water and splashed their captive with it. With a groan, Applejack slowly came to. As she regained consciousness, she tried to move her head around. A large leather strap prevented it. All of her limbs were in a similar binding. Her eyes darted around the room, terror growing. She was tied to a wooden table in the middle of the cellar. Her chest heaved as she started to hyperventilate.
What's going on?
She struggled to look at her captors.
Sweetie Belle, is that you? Get help! Scootaloo, go with her! And... Apple Bloom?
Apple Bloom was slowly walking towards Applejack. Her face may as well have been made of granite for all of the expression it showed. She reared back and punched Applejack as hard as she could in the gut. Applejack gasped in pain and reflexively tried to double over. The resistance held tight, however, and her hide was starting to chafe against them.
Apple Bloom, what's gotten into you?
She demanded, wheezing.
Get me out of here right this second!
Apple Bloom gave no response, but simply backed away and retrieved a large tray. She set it on the table, inches away from her terrified sister's face. On it were a collection of knives, arranged from the smallest to the largest. They were spotlessly clean and looked surgically sharp. Applejack's breathing intensified further.
Bloom, whatever I did, we can talk about it. You don't want to do this. Just let me go.
Seeing the knives put Applejack in a blind panic, she thrashed around, but got nowhere. The hide on one of her hooves was bleeding faintly. Scootaloo walked over and grabbed one of the knives. It was short and wide, like a dagger. Unlike Apple Bloom, a sinister smile was crossing her face. She walked to the foot of the table. Scootaloo gently pressed the blade against one of Applejack's hind legs. She started to apply pressure slowly at first. Her sick grin grew wider as she pressed. As the skin started to give way, Applejack cried out in pain. Scootaloo ignored it, and slid the knife deeper into her, past the skin and into the muscle. Blood seeped around the knife, pouring down the leg.
Apple Bloom!
Applejack shouted.
Please help! I'm sorry, alright? Whatever it was, I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Please!
She was sobbing now. The blade hit bone. Scootaloo stopped pressing and quickly yanked it out. A trickle of blood arched between the wound and the blade, splattering across the table. Applejack screamed with renewed vigor. Scootaloo wasted no time with the other leg. She sank the knife deep into Applejack. It glanced off the bone, creating a ragged gash as Applejack tried to buck her leg. The smell of copper was thin in the air as the leg bled profusely. Scootaloo yanked the blade free once more and tossed it to the side. Sweetie Belle was next. From the tray, she selected a longer knife, this one thin and curved on one side. She looked down at Applejack. The earth pony's breathing was growing rapid. Sweetie Belle watched her chest rhythmically rise and fall. She could see the faint outline of ribs under the orange skin. Taking careful aim, she stabbed the knife between them. A crimson tide instantly sprang out from the victim. The knife sunk deep into Applejack's lung. Applejack tried to scream once more, but all that came out was a bloody gurgle. When Sweetie Belle removed the blade, the blood bubbled as air escaped the punctured organ. Sweetie Belle stepped back and stood with Scootaloo. Applejack was fading fast. Her eyes were glazing over, and with each breath she tried to take, more blood poured from her side. It was a matter of minutes. Apple Bloom walked closer and put a hoof on her sister's punctured chest. Without looking, her other hoof grabbed one of the knives. Applejack looked into her eyes. For an eternity, their gazes locked. A tear rolled down Apple Bloom's face. Applejack opened her mouth for the last time.
Apple Bloom.
She croaked. Apple Bloom didn't let her finish. With a strangled cry, she lifted the knife over her head, and as hard as she could, she brought it down. The blade plunged into Applejack's throat. It slid through the skin. The knife seemed to be moving in slow motion. Apple Bloom felt no resistance as it tore through the flesh. The tip found its way between the two vertebrae. As it scraped past the bone, the delicate spinal column was severed until the tip lodged itself into the table underneath. Applejack went limp. Her eyes lit halfway and rolled up into her skull. The blood flowing from her legs and chest stopped. The element of honesty had died. Apple Bloom was still clutching the knife. Silence draped over the cellar, punctuated by the occasional drops of blood falling from the table. Eventually, she released her grip. She staggered backwards and collapsed onto her backside. She felt nothing. No pain. No sorrow. No regret. Just an odd numbing sensation.
You alright, Apple Bloom?
Asked Sweetie Belle. Apple Bloom looked up and saw her friends were looking at her. Concern etched across their faces. They were a mess. Blood from Applejack's lungs were splattered across Sweetie Belle. Scootaloo's front hooves were smeared with gore.
I'm fine.
Apple Bloom responded, her voice perfectly even.
Just... I need some alone time with my sister. Please. I just need to do one last thing.
Okay, just give us a shout when you're done.
Scootaloo said. Her and Sweetie Belle went up the stairs and closed the trap door behind them. Apple Bloom sat in silence, staring at the corpse in front of her. Minutes passed as she figured out what she was going to do. Her eyes rested on an old hacksaw hanging from the wall. From there, she looked towards the apple juicer. The massive stone wheel should work perfectly. With a smile, she grabbed the hacksaw and began to work. Scootaloo was getting impatient. It had been nearly a half hour. She knew Apple Bloom was having a hard time with this, but this was getting ridiculous.
I'm going down there.
She told Sweetie Belle. With a huff, Sweetie Belle hopped off the hay bale she was lounging on.
Alright. but wait for me.
she said.
And be nice. They can't have been easy on her.
They opened the hatch and climbed downstairs. Several torches were lit, bathing the room in a soft glow. There didn't seem to be anyone down there. Even more pressed, however, was that Applejack's body was gone.
Oh, hey girls.
Appleton said, walking out from behind the juicer.
I just finished up.
Finishing up with what?
Sweetable asked.
And where is your sister's, remains?
Right there.
Apple Bloom beamed and pointed at a collection of large jars at the base of the giant machine. Each one was filled with a chunky red mixture.
Ew, what is that stuff?
Sweetable trailed off in shock as her gaze fell upon the juicer's wheel. The stone slab that was used to crush apples into cider looked as if it was painted dark red. Bits of jagged white collected at the base of the wheel, unable to be processed. The rancid smell of gore filled the air.
Apple Bloom? Did you?
Scootaloo stammered, not entirely believing what she was seeing.
Sure did. And let me tell y'all, Big Sis tastes mighty good. Want some?
As Apple Bloom turned around to grab one of the jars, something flashed on her flank. Sweetable squinted at it, then squealed in excitement.
Oh my gosh, Apple Bloom, look! Your flank!
Huh?
Apple Bloom turned around and looked at her backside. There, on her flank, was a shiny new cutie mark. Apple Bloom screamed and leapt into the air. It actually worked. She had finally figured out her place in the world, and had the cutie mark to prove it. She looked back at it. It looked like a cut of raw meat with a bite taken out of it. 2 crossed knives were in the background.
Wow, Bloom! That looks awesome!
Scootaloo exclaimed.
You actually did it! That means ours must not be far behind.
Sweetable said.
So, what now?
Asked Scootaloo.
No.
Apple Bloom replied, grabbing a jar of Applejack pulp.
We're gonna make a pie. Pinkie pie style.
You actually did it! That means ours must not be far behind. Far behind. I actually said far behind. What is foff? What is it? What's foff?
How about you, Sweetie Belle? You up to... Really? I would have thought you would... Really? I would have thought you had been against it. Okay, just give a...
Wait, what? What? In the butt. I don't know. Derpy. I don't know. Those are my next lines I gotta do. Yes, we do. Okay. Alright. But let's get rid of her first. Whittaker. Oh no, not this again. This freaking Whittaker. Okay. Alright. Let's do. What am I doing? Hold on. Let me look at that line again. Me and my Crusader friends were wondering. Wait, no, there's no wondering in it. Me and my Crusader friends were. Me and my Crusader friends were. Why do I keep on saying wondering? Me and my Crusader friends were going to help. Oh my god. Okay. Stop going black screen. We wanted you to help us prepare the juicer. Prepare the Work the juicer. Okay.
What might that be? Shit. Listen, why don't you wait until me and Big Mac are... I don't know why I said Big Mac are done. It's like I just gotta emphasize that he's big. You know, just gotta let you know. Anyway. That didn't sound right. Just ignore that. No. It should only be a few hours. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That was such a weird sigh. Motherfucker, man. It's like, motherfucker, man. Impatient little freaking... I messed up. Alright, Apple Bloom. You win. Oh gosh. It's horrible. Alright, Apple Bloom. Oh gosh. Alright. Okay. You three couldn't work the juicer anyway. It's too dangerous. You good to wrap up here? You're damn it. It's like... Damn it, Big Mac. Fuck you. Alright, Apple Bloom. You win. I'll help. You three couldn't work the juicer anyway. It's too oh gosh. I'm just trying to figure out how to say that first line without it sounding weird. It probably sounds perfectly fine. It's weird. You good to wrap up here yourself, Big Mac? Big Mac, Mac cheese. You know, you good to work here yourself because I can't call you anything except Big Mac. I can't even shorten your name. It's like, dang it. Come on, man. Jeez. Alright, Bloom. Lead the little. I don't know why I got tongue twisted on lead. Like, I was like, what was going on through my mind? I don't even know. Right. Let's make this quick. Shit. Right. Let's make this quick. I've been working all day and I need a rest. Oh my gosh. I'm just so weird that my voice cracked a little bit. Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom! What am I supposed to do? My voice cracked slightly. I'm trying to think how it's supposed to be. Apple Bloom! Like, can you give me a light? Wait, Granny Smith, what are you doing down here? Dang it! God. Apple Bloom, can you give me a light? I mean, can you get a light? I don't smoke! Sorry. Damn it. Damn it. Man, lazy motherfucker. Should just get my light myself. I'm a fucking twat. I'm just kidding. Apple Bloom, where are you? Fuck! It's like I'm just kidding. Ain't no cussing in here. Just being weird. Oh, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure you misspelled fuck. Just kidding. Damn, fucking apple juice. Apple juice? Damn it. Apparently Apple Bloom is apple juice now, so wow. Dang it. Can't read, can't speak, can't think. Wow. What else? Okay. Bloom, whatever I did, we could talk about it. You know, fuck. Oh, God. I can't speak. Damn. Gosh, I'm trying to figure this out. I actually had a cough in my throat. It's like... Alright.
Yup. And now I will proceed to do this line 700 different ways because... Fuck it. Yup. 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 Have I done enough yet? Or wait. Yup, I've done enough.
Scootaloo slide. Slide, yeah, okay. Now, Apple Bloom was mixing a small pot containing their... I hate that word. Apple Bloom was mixing a small pot containing their anesthetic potion that they had worked on so hard for. No, not worked on, shit. Apple Bloom was mixing a small pot containing their... I hate that word. I hate it. Apple Bloom was mixing a small pot containing theirs. Applin shouted angrily. Fuck. Scootaloo told them her get. Scootaloo, wait, no, that's not Scootaloo, that's Sweetie Belle, you fucking moron. The three planned. You put two plans, dude. Causing apples to rain down around them. Causing apples to. Applin put on her best. Applin put her. Fuck me. She was tied to a wooden table in the middle of the cellar. For fuck's sake. She grew tired. She was tied, you fucking moron. Her face. I swear to God, I'm gonna hit myself. I'm being so fucking stupid. Her face may have. That was me clapping my hands. Don't worry. The hide on one of her hooves was bleeding frankly. The hide. Fucking motorcycle. I don't know if you guys heard that. Scootaloo walked over. Her sick grin. Fuck my life. Again! I said this wasn't gonna be a fucking thing. Oh my god. Applin replied, grabbing a jar of Apple Jacks. Oh, for fuck's sake.